Geometry, how you doing? Today we're talking about perpendicular lines. Yay! I hope you know a little bit about perpendicular lines, but what they are two lines that form right angles. So this is the symbol for perpendicular lines. Make sure you write this in your notes. It's on page 36. Perpendicular lines are two lines that form right angles. So I drew some right here. This little box right here denotes a 90-degree angle, which is a right angle. So anytime you have two lines that form this right angle like this, the way you would write that is, we know that this is line AC, this is line DB. So AC is perpendicular to DB. That's how you read that. Okay, so write that in your notes. So we have three theorems to go over. I really want you to understand what the theorems say. You don't need to memorize the theorems by their number, theorem 1, 4, 1, 5, and 1, 6. You just need to understand what the theorem is, so that when we're proving something and you want to write a reason, because anytime you prove something in geometry, you need to put on the reason sections. Sometimes you have to put theorems, okay? So this theorem might be used in a proof, or this theorem, or this theorem. The other things that we can use in proofs for reasons are definitions and postulates, okay? So here's theorem 1-4. Adjacent angles formed by perpendicular lines are congruent. So these two angles are adjacent, okay? So angle, I'm going to put an O here. Angle AOD is adjacent to angle DOC because they're right next to each other. And it says adjacent angles formed by perpendicular lines are congruent. So this angle and this angle are two adjacent angles, and they're formed by perpendicular lines, so we can say that those are congruent. Okay? Theorem 1-5 says if two lines form the congruent adjacent angles, then the lines are perpendicular. So if I told you that this was perpendicular to this and it's two adjacent angles, okay? If two adjacent angles are congruent, then the lines are perpendicular. So that means that angle AOB is congruent to angle COB. Those are congruent and they're adjacent. That means the lines are perpendicular. So I can say DB is perpendicular to AC. Theorem 1-6 says if the exterior sides of two adjacent acute angles are perpendicular, then the angles are complementary. So I'm going to draw two perpendicular lines, okay? And I'm going to do that. So it says if the exterior sides of two adjacent acute angles, so I'm going to make some acute angle. So here's the exterior side of this adjacent acute angle. We'll call it angle XYZ, and this will be angle BYX. So here's the exterior side of XYZ. It's YZ, okay? It says if the exterior sides of two adjacent acute angles are perpendicular, this is the exterior side of this acute angle, and this is the exterior side of this acute angle. These two are perpendicular. Therefore, these two angles are complementary. They add up to 90 degrees. Angle XYZ and angle BYX are complementary. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is I would like you to do the classroom exercises. On page 37, you're going to do 1 through 10. Make sure you read the directions. The beginning says, in the diagram, ray BE is perpendicular to line AC, and ray BD is perpendicular to line BF. So that tells you information in the directions. It says find the measures of the following angles. There's a proof in there. You need to write that out in your notes, and I will be checking. So I will see you later. Bye.